Dostaneš vlastně na tribunu zase nad tratí jako na druhé straně. No v pohodě, to je jenom jako kdyby stěl, že jo, takže tam jako místo ještě, no. Dobrý, tak jo.
Včerejší vítěz, který bude startovat jako 9. Matěj Homola 8. Bartoš Grošek, loňský šampion 7. Zmiňovaný Adam Kolt 6. Na čele máme Petra Fudína juniora, který včera byl na 9. místě. Máme 16 automobilů.
Plan is to have a good start, to get a gap to the guys behind and then manage the race and hopefully finish the season on the highest second place.
Okay, best of luck for you and enjoy your race. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. Alongside René Kircher, there is Giacomo Germandi in his Audi RS3, but let's keep going a little bit because we have got Carlos Cepiel opening the third row of the grid. But most importantly for us, for that fight I've just mentioned, it is Adam Colt on row number 3. On the other side of the grid, it's actually P6, so he still has the view. He can still see René Kircher sort of diagonally across the starting grid. And let me just see if we can have a couple of words with Adam. Adam, we've just interviewed René Kircher, your main rival for today. You can still be second overall in the standings. So you've changed the setup quite a lot, I heard. What can you do in today's race to get that second place in the standings?
I will do my best and I have to overtake René and then we will see how it will finally finish.
You've had some unfortunate collisions this season, but is it now all in for the last one?
Yes, for me it is. Definitely.
Okay, great stuff. Have a fun and have the great race. Yeah, that's Adam Colt for you. He's going to go aggressive. We've got just under 2 minutes before the start of the formation lap. So before we actually get going, let's see what happened in yesterday's race. And so there we are on the starting grid as the formation lap for the final time begins for the final time in 2023 in the Eastern European TCR. As mentioned, Matej Homola has already been crowned the champion of this series, but who is going to be the second man of the season? We have got René Kircher in second. He has taken one victory, but he's had his fair share of bad luck this season. In third place, we have got David Kajaya. He has had one victory, but he has had his fair share of bad luck this season. And in fourth, we've got Adam Kout. He's taken one victory and he has had his fair share of bad luck this season. So, interesting setup for the final race of the season, and it's only 5 points separating these three drivers. 130 for Kircher. His teammate David Kajaya only 1 point behind, but way further back on the grid. We'll get to that. Adam Kout 125, so 5 points adrift from René Kircher. Of course, we award 25 points for the race victory, so still a lot to play for. 5 points is virtually nothing, but of course the race has to go in your way. Adam Kout is starting in 6th place. René Kircher has the best chance. He's the highest standing guy in the championship. With 130 points, he's the one holding the 2nd place, and he's 3rd on the grid on row number 2. Adam Kout, he can see him from his through his windscreen, so sitting on the grid, he's got him sort of diagonally all the way to the left, and has got the view of him and 4 other drivers that he needs to deal with in today's race. Adam Kout therefore having the chance as well. For David Kajaya, it's going to be the, I would say, steepest struggle up the hill, because even though he's only 1 point behind his teammate Kircher, he is all the way down in 16th after the failure in yesterday's race when the wheel went off in the first corner and he was forced to retire from that race. So David Kajaya, not only did he not score any points yesterday, he's also starting in P16. It is Petr Fulin Jr. starting from pole, courtesy of the draw. Yesterday's race winner, debutant Attila Bucci, he was the one who got the opportunity to actually draw a number out of a hat to decide how many positions between 6 and 10 we are going to be reversing for the start of race number 2. And even though Attila actually showed his talent and the driving skills, one thing he still needs to learn is to draw the lowest possible number, because what he did was draw 9, and that just puts him from 1st all the way down to the 9th place. That also means that Petr Fulin is promoted to pole position for race number 2. Alongside him, as already mentioned, Žarko Knego in the ever-changing colors of his Hyundai Elantra. Row number 2, it's René Kircher in 3rd and Giacomo Germandi in 4th. Carlo Cepiel and his teammate Adam Kout sharing the row number 3. Carlo Cepiel, let's see if he is going to be trying to help his teammate in any way. He is right behind him in the standings in 5th, but 24 points further down in the championship standings. So from Carlo Cepiel, we're rather expecting teamwork, but let's just see what happens. Bartosz Groszek, the series returnee, last year's champion, we have him in P7. He will definitely want to try to score that victory on his return. He was denied yesterday by Matej Homola, who's starting 8th, and Attila Bucci, who is 9th on the grid. Behind him, Karol Wittke, who scored a double victory here 2 years back in his Cupra. And then we've got Petr Čížek, Tonio Citera, Ivar Zvaler, Sebastian Kolakovsky, Witzmekel, and David Kajaya. The red lights are on, the red lights are off, and away we go here in Brno. The race is now underway, and Petr Fulin has got a very slow getaway, so Kircher already moving up to 2nd, and it is Žarko Knego leading the race into the 1st corner. And down the inside we have got both Elantras by Janík Motorsport. It's Cepiel ahead of Adam Kout, also Matej Homola fighting together with Bartosz Groszek, and the Slovakian driver is already up ahead. So Bartosz Groszek losing 1 place in the process. It's Knego leading from Kircher. Crucial bit of race for the German driver in his fight for the 2nd place overall. And the grey and green colors of Cupra Leon, driven by Karol Wittke, his former teammate Petr Čížek right behind him. Both of them now driving for different squads, and Petr Fulin Jr., having sat on pole position, is dropping down the order incredibly. He was first on the grid, but now he's somewhere fighting for 6th, 7th, maybe 8th. Matej Homola, he's coming up, and Adam Kout, on the other hand, seems to be falling down, which is not what we want to see in the fight for second place overall. Not really great fortunes, it seems, for the local driver in his fight for P2 overall. So it is Kniego leading from Kirche. Then it's presumably Carlo Cepiel, and there is Adam Kout. Adam Kout defending now from Fulin and Attila Bucci, who's on the move in his i30 Hyundai. Behind them, Bartosz Groszek in the Additis Racing liveried Audi RS3. He's trying to move down the inside, find his way through, and it's now opening up. So he's side by side with Bucci. And is he going to try another attempt immediately on Petr Fulin? No, he's got to slot in behind. And that now gives Bucci the inside line. Petr Fulin sort of now getting in the way of everyone. He's trying to stay on the road. He's fighting for grip like crazy. And his car simply doesn't get going out of corners. But Attila Bucci and Bartosz Groszek, both of them miraculously for Fulin, staying behind him. Bucci now having a go down the inside. He's diving in. And up one place he goes. Bartosz Groszek now trying his way around the outside, which becomes the inside for the last corner. Eventful opening lap, but no crashes, no dramas. Only great racing up and down the order. But it is René Kircher in the meantime, and it's trouble for Žarko Kniego, who's dropping down to second, and he is now under pressure from Carlo Cepiel. It is René Kircher leading the race, and that is incredibly important lead for him. Only one victory for him, only one victory for his teammate Kajai, only one victory for Adam Kout this year. And the quest to take the second one of the season is also the quest to take the second place overall in the championship standings. There is Matej Homola right behind Giacomo Germandi, so Homola has lost a place. I believe he's already been further up. It's Cepiel in third, then it's Germandi, and then it's the other two Janik Motorsport Elantras. The drivers weren't entirely happy yesterday with their racing machinery. Matej Homola, despite he finished second on the road, he said that the car was sort of all over the place, fighting for grip incredibly. Adam Kout also mentioned to me that the track surface doesn't really help, because it's rather rough at places, and that's just chewing away the tires. You're chewing up the tires in the process, and we saw that on the lap times because they're dropping through the race. So one of the most important missions, of course, is to keep the tires alive, and look at the gap that René Kircher has already pulled. This is incredibly important for him. Cepiel having a look down the inside on the other Elantra, but that's the privateer one, driven by Žarko Kniego. Who's running business in yacht industry. Being from Croatia, that's only natural, and that's where he tries to get also some cash to go racing and enjoy the passion for the other love that he has regarding sports, and that's motorsport, of course. There is the Euromarine liveried Elantra still staying in second, but crucially René Kircher has already opened up a 3-second lead over the rest of the pack. Kniego second, then it's Carlo Cepiel in third, Giacomo Germandi in the mix as well. He'll be troubling all the four Elantras that are around him. Adam Kout is now ahead of Matej Homola. Matej Homola seems to have let his teammate through in an attempt to help him get that second place, but that is now really distant. Adam Kout will be trying, but he's now stuck behind Germandi, while Kircher is leading the race by quite some margin. Kircher's teammate David Kajaya has made his way into the top 10. He's 10th currently, or was, across the line. And Adam Colt is up and through on Germandi. Maťo Homola trying to follow suit. There's a 5th Hyundai in the queue as well, but that's the older model, that's the i30. Waiting in arrears with Bartosz Groszek following all of them, trying to find some space for himself. René Kircher did 2:14.3, and that's the fastest lap of the race so far. Everyone else over 2:16. Then Attila Bucci, Bartosz Groszek, they were the two drivers setting lap times at 2:15 something. Also Adam Colt, by the way, 2:15.6. So he's definitely trying. So we've done the first 7 minutes of today's race, and it's been an eventful one. Great racing all around. No unnecessary dramas. Attila Bucci, his car prepared by the very well experienced Mira Motorsport team, but now it's Bartosz Groszek making his move down the inside. They nearly had a crash contact in yesterday's race, running away out of the Kevin Schwann's corner. Bartosz Groszek had to go stomp hard on the brakes to avoid contact with the young Hungarian. 17 minutes left on the clock. Kircher leading by over 4 seconds across the line this time out. Meanwhile, Jarko Knego has set his personal best, 2:15.7. He's also fighting for his own glory. He has already had quite a lot of front row starts, even pole starts, in the reverse grid races, but the luck has not really been that much with him in Sunday's races, so he's still waiting for that first victory. And although it is running away from him today as well, he's trying his hardest to keep the podium at least. He doesn't really need to yield that position and give it away to anyone else. Yeah, I mean the Elantra boys, I mean the Yannick Motorsport boys, they're fighting for the title or fighting for the second place overall, but from Jarko's point of view, that is their own business. And look at that three-way fight among the Elantras. Carlo Cepiel unsuccessful, so he's now got his teammate Adam Colt driving around the outside of him. I assume he won't be defending that hard. There they are running out of the first corner, but it's still Cepiel up ahead. It's still Carlo Cepiel, car number 32. Colt is gonna have to try again. Down the inside into 3 he goes, and he is now ahead of his Polish teammate. Is he gonna fight back? Oh, he is. So they are still running side by side, and Cepiel keeping the 3rd place. Bartosz Groszek has dealt with Attila Bucci, and it's Colt now up and through on Carlo Cepiel. look at this. René Kircher is gone. He's gone with his Honda. He's barely even fitting in the same shot as everyone else. That's how much of advantage he already has, and that is absolutely crucial for him. That's what he needs to do. He's 5 seconds away from everyone else. Now maybe even 6. We are about 1 minute away from the halfway mark of the race. Kircher leading. But actually starting to lose a tiny little bit. Has he taken too much out of his tires too soon? We will know about that shortly. But his last lap was 2:16.7, while Žarko Kněgo's tires are coming alive, and he did 2:16.4. So he was 0.3 of a second, quarter of a second, shall we? Or let's say quarter of a second faster than Kircher in the lead. It still remains around 5 seconds, so still a comfortable position for the young German. But if this is a starting trend, then that might be a worry, because Colt is up in 3rd. He needs to deal with Kněgo. And then if he overtakes Kircher, then of course the 2nd place overall goes his way, because there is a 7-point difference between 1st and 2nd place. For Colt, it's quite easy. He has to beat René Kircher. It's not going to work any other way. For René Kircher, a little bit more of maths would then be involved. Ooh, Bartosz Groszek trying to play a dummy on this year's champion Matej Homola. They've enjoyed some racing together. And Bartosz Groszek, nice move. Oh yeah, that's what we remember the Polish driver by. Great driving. Great to have you back, really. Train of cars snaking through the final 2 corners, back onto the start and finish straight. Just over 11 minutes. 1-1-1-1 coming up now. Yes, René Kircher with just over 5 seconds of advantage. Adam Colt 0.8 behind Kněgo. There is Attila Bucci in the predominantly white i30 Hyundai. So he tasted success yesterday and he's back for more. So far this race has not really been going his way. He's only made up 1 place from the start. Struggling to get through this time out. Yesterday he was starting from pole, so it was a little bit easier for him, but still he lost places at the start and had to deal with names like Bartosz Groszek or Matej Homola, which he did to score the victory on debut. But now it seems to be harder to repeat the same feat, but now he's finding space down the inside next to Matej Homola into the Schwanz corner, and up into 7th he goes. That was a textbook maneuver from Attila Bucci. And now hard up the hill, Kircher holding on to that crucial advantage.
For Colt, it's just still too long way away. But he's fighting nonetheless. For David Kajaya, it's not going to happen. He's 10th, and he's even 3 seconds behind Fulin Jr. Kajaya lost his best chances probably at Most, where he retired and lost lots of points on that weekend. Also yesterday, the incident in the first corner didn't really help, losing the front left wheel. Oh, and that's one of the Mertl Motorsport Hondas. But that would be Kajaya. Yes, David Kajaya in the pits. And as I just commented on his fate, it's getting wrapped up in the process because he's now forced back into the pits. His car was brought back to the pit lane on a flatbed truck yesterday. And now, even though on his own pace and under his own power, this is still not a good sign. And yeah, the season finale does not really go well for the all-experienced Georgian. It's around 6 years when I remember I did commentary on the, back then it was TCR International before the World Touring Car Cup was created, and I believe it was the 2017 season that started actually in Georgia at the Rustavi racing circuit. He was racing there back then, I believe, with Alfa Romeo. He's done the entire season together with us here in the Asset Cup Series in the Eastern European TCR. Petr Čížek is going to receive a 20-second penalty for causing a collision. I'm not sure we saw that on the camera. Was it with Kajaya? Because they were driving behind one another. I do not know. I'm just speculating because that's all I've got. And Petr Čížek will be penalized after the race. Ooh, and somebody got a little wilder than necessary. Was it Bartosz Groszek in the gravel? Or was it Germandi? Five and a half minutes left. René Kircher leading by nearly 7 seconds. And Kniego doing an incredible job today. He's really fighting for it. Actually keep that second place this time. He's not even been in the points that often this year. Bartosz Groszek following Giacomo Germandi in the other Audi. Really racing his heart out. He's oh, now he's lost it. He's lost the second place. Adam Colt up to second, but that's still not going to be enough for him. Great race by Adam Colt, but that progress is not fast enough. And he's now directly behind René Kircher, but when I say directly behind, there are still 8 seconds between them. Adam Colt does not even see the German driver, because the Mertl Motorsport Honda is gone. And maybe the only thing that Adam Colt can now start hoping on would be some sort of similar disaster that befell his teammate David Kajaya, who's out of the race already. There is Groszek, still holding on to 6th, defending from Bucci. And we will probably enter the final lap right now. We did not really see René Kircher coming across the line to check how much time was left, but I believe that it was already under around 2 minutes 10 seconds, so that would mean that this is the final lap of the race. 8 seconds between Kircher and Colt. Adam Colt did pretty much all he could, but the one thing that is still left is overtaking René Kircher. There is a wonderful fight between Groszek and Bucci in their battle for 6th. Bucci having to go around the outside into 3. They will remain side by side, but Groszek more aggressive this time out, but still leaving enough space for Bucci to come through. So Attila Bucci moving up to 6th now. No need to destroy the car on the final lap of the season. Definitely, he wanted at least to give the young Hungarian a run for his money. 1 minute left in 2023. René Kircher leading and on his way to 2nd place overall. For Adam Colt, this would mean P3 in the standings. He would get ahead of David Kajaya, who would drop to 4th, courtesy of another unsuccessful weekend. However, bittersweet weekend probably for Mertl Motorsport. René Kircher on his way to his 2nd victory of the championship and 2nd place overall in the standings. There are the 3 Elantras. It's Colt up ahead. Žarko Kněgo driving a race of his life. He was 2nd on the grid. He's now fallen to 3rd, but still holding on to the final podium position now, miles away from the apex. Is this going to give a chance to Carlo Cepil? We don't know, but we are going to focus on the race leader now, who is going to appear on the finish line very shortly. It's René Kircher in his Honda. He's done everything he needed to, and this is him snatching 2nd victory of the season and snatching the 2nd place overall in the championship standings behind Maťo Homola. Adam Colt has done a lot, but it's still not enough. Adam Colt moving up to 3rd in the standings, but it is not the 2nd place that he was hoping for. Still great race by the local driver. Czech flag being waved quite high in the air this time out once again. And Adam Colt on the back of his victory in Most. He's coming home 2nd in today's race to be the 3rd man overall in the standings. Žarko Kněgo, the best he could do so far was 5th from his inaugural season and the championship's inaugural season all the way back in 2019, when Žarko Kněgo and back then it was the older generation Cupra Leon, which he put in 5th place on his home soil at Grobnik. He was then 6th in the Sunday's race, and then 6th again in the following 2 seasons on occasions, but never has he stood on the podium, and that is going to change today, to the joy and happiness of him and his team. Great stuff from the Croatian driver. What a race this was. And yeah, we don't need large dramas to enjoy a great race. This has been a race of 25 minutes full of great racing action, so many great overtakes, so many great battles, defenses as well. And this is bringing the season to its end. It's the 5th season of the Eastern European TCR. We've already welcomed the 5th champion. So it was Milovan Vesnic in 2019, then Dusan Borkovic in 2020, Michal Makeš in 2021, last year it was Bartosz Groszek, and this year Maťo Homola, the series champion. René Kircher is second to him, collecting dirt and stones and whatever he can on his tires to make sure that he makes it over the minimum limit weight of the car. Usual practice for all the drivers. Adam Colt coming home second in this race to score the 3rd place overall. And Žarko Knego, he will enjoy his first podium of his career in TCR, in the Eastern European TCR. He's been doing the Croatian Championship as well. But that's a little bit different story. Žarko Knego then scoring high in today's race. Carlo Cepiel coming home 4th from 5th on the grid actually. Giacomo Germandi losing 1 place and finishing 5th. Bartosz Groszek 6th across the line from Attila Bucci. So Groszek then moved Attila Bucci. No, sorry. Let's refresh my life timing once again. It's actually Bucci up to 6th. I was wondering whether they swapped places once again on the last lap or not. So it's Bartosz Groszek finishing 7th from Maťo Homola. That's it for the season then. It's been a great one, and we hope to meet you again and see you soon before too long. Of course, for the final round here in Brno, we still have 1 race left to race, and that's of course the 2nd sprint of the GTs. But for TCR Eastern Europe from 2023, it's already all of that there was on offer. My name is Pavel Fabry, I'm your commentator, and for now on, for at least a couple of minutes, it's a very warm goodbye.